Hello everyone, this is Catherine Toon, just tying in for a quick message today. I was ministering to someone. It's really interesting to see this person's journey, and it's been rugged, oh my goodness. But what was the Lord was ministering to me that I really felt I wanted to reach out and just share was this whole concept of the things that we do, and then really the motivation behind what we do, right? Because the thing is this, it's always with the Lord a heart issue. So, God is not into changing your behavior as much as he is into changing your heart, and then the behavior flows. Hi, Derek. And so I was ministering to this person, and they were like, talking to me about, different insecurities they had, pain that they had. And because of a low self-esteem and just a lot of shame, they kind of let their living situation kind of go to pot, right? And so, when you wake up in that kind of thing and go to bed in that kind of thing, it sends a message. It sends a message that, there may not be guests over. You may not have a spouse, may or may not have a spouse or something, or children or whatever that you would clean up for. But since when are you not worth cleaning up for, right? You see, when you make your bed in the morning, you're saying, wow, I'm worth going to bed in a made bed, okay? And I know everybody has different standards of, neatness and standards of organization and that kind of thing. But there are times that we do things when there's no one there except God, right? It's just us. And it's just God. And let me just say this. You don't just have a relationship with God and other people. You actually have a relationship with yourself. And so how are you treating yourself? Are you treating yourself with honor? Are you treating yourself with compassion? Are you treating yourself with kindness, right? Because if love is patient and gentle and kind and does not envy, boast, is not proud, is not rude, is not easily offended, sometimes we get easily offended with ourselves. Sometimes we get so impatient with ourselves that we beat ourselves up, things that we would never do. Hi, Holly. Hi, Nate. That we would never do to someone else, right? And that is not okay. You see, because what you do is important, but why you do what you do is really important. The thing is this, if you're cleaning up your house to impress everybody, well, a clean house is a good thing to have. It's good. It's good. But if you're cleaning up your house because it ministers to you in terms of peace and order and that I'm worth living in that's actually such a higher standard. Why? Because it takes something of value. It says, I am valuable. Why do I take care of myself? Is it because I'm so afraid of what other people will think? Or is it because you value you? I am someone, and I may be weird. Okay, so, and actually I am, just everybody is, but this is a weirdness thing with me. I'm one of those people who puts on makeup every day, ladies. This is not a slur on anybody who doesn't wear makeup, or if you do, it's totally irrelevant. But, it's interesting because my sister confronted me on that. She said, Catherine, you can relax and whatever. It's like, well, yeah, of course I can do that. But I do that. Why? Because it makes me feel good. Because it makes me feel taken care of. It's actually a nurturing thing that I do for myself, right? I don't go to the nines every day. Let's be very clear. But I do that for myself. Why? Because it nurtures me. It says, wow, I feel better when I do this, and I'm worth this. I'm worth it if no one sees it but me. I'm worth it. And there are things you can do to nurture yourself that no one in the world knows. And it's none of their business, but you do that. Why? Because you're valuable. You make your bed, or you fix yourself a healthy breakfast, or you, forgive yourself. You give yourself a big fat break, right? You do these kind of things. Why? Because you are valuable too. We're supposed to be loving our neighbors as ourselves. And let me say this, if this was really actually how it happened, that we loved our neighbors as we do ourselves, some of us would be postal neighbors, okay? I'm just saying, because I see the way people treat themselves, the way they talk to themselves, the way they just can't give themselves a break. And I'm not saying let yourself off the hook for doing hurtful, mean, spiteful things. No, you hold yourself to a standard, right? You hold yourself to a standard of love, but in the place where, wow, I don't know which one of us has arrived, but I can say this, it is not me. Now, I'm going from glory to glory, and that sanctification work that's been done on my behalf is completed, but I'm working that puppy from the inside out just like everyone else. And so in the place, wow, where I mess up, and sometimes I really do mess up, you know what, I choose to forgive myself. Why? Because I've been forgiven, and I have to forgive myself and let myself off the hook and hold myself to a higher standard. Why? Because it's a standard of love. We are commanded to love. But don't forget in the mix to love yourself, right? You see, why you do what you do is just as important as what you do, right? So, you know, if I were like getting dressed up in things because I was all worried about impressing people or what people would think or all that kind of thing, but it really was an internal thing with me and a self-respect thing with me and a taking care of thing with me, well, it would all be like show. It would be kind of gross, right? But since it's about me, it's just an extension of who I am and how I roll. Now, you know, this is not to make anyone else feel better. I'm not giving you an assignment. I'm saying it is important that we do things for the right reasons, that we take care of ourselves. You know, I remember I used to suffer way back when in my teens from eating disorders because I was a little bit heavy, but it turned into something horrific. It turned into something demonic, okay? Now, is it good to be in an ideal weight? Is it good to be healthy? Is it all? Yes, it is. Why are you doing what you do? Is it doing it out of self-hatred, or is it doing it out of self-love? Is it doing it out of, wow, I'm honoring myself, or is it doing it, I'm beating myself up because I'm not worth, you know, because I guess what I weigh is more important than who I am, right? That's a problem. So we just need to be careful. We need to be careful, and we need to be awake and alert. Hi, Carson. Hi, Noel. To what we're doing and why we're doing it, right? You know, guys, if you can learn to be kind to yourself. I'm not saying lazy, okay? I'm not saying letting yourself into all sorts of self-indulgent behavior, because the self-indulgence is not a fruit of the Spirit, okay? But in the place where we are all growing, we're going from glory to glory to glory, right? In that place, we're just going to be messed up. And some of you need to give yourself a big fat break. You know, if Jesus decided to forgive you, probably you should forgive you. And then you go about the process of coming up higher, right? Some of you really need to give yourself a break so that what you're doing is in line with who you are, with who God says you are. Why you're doing it is in line with love. Everything really is about love, and that's not just loving God. That's good, we vote for that. It's not just loving other people. Yes, we vote for that. But we also really, really love yourselves. And as you start to love and nurture yourself and take care of yourself, you have so much more to give. And the beautiful thing is then you can afford to get your mind off yourself, right? And you can really be there for other people. So just some words of wisdom, something that was really ministered to my heart earlier this morning. And I just thought, wow, that is share worthy. So anyway, I hope that's been a blessing to you. I'm kind of running short of time, so I'm going to make this one a real short one today. You know, I did include at the top when I send this, do this link, a downloadable video and audio called Prophetic Journey with Jesus. And for those of you who don't know what prophetic refers to, it's basically saying your ability to connect with what's going on in the heavenly realm, right? In a way, very often it's pictures, but it can be words. Anyway, they're things that God is doing, that God is up to, that he's directly releasing to you, so you kind of get a download, right? And so a lot of times, you know, we're not aware of behaviors and attitudes that we're carrying towards ourselves and heart issues that are kind of buried. And the Lord, I just really feel like the Lord is gently, sweetly, like tapping on our hearts to remind us, love yourselves. You know, when we don't love ourselves, we're hating, disliking, mistreating someone that God loves, right? And that's, well, just go ahead and take a knife and stab it in Jesus's chest, because if you're being cruel to yourself, that's exactly what you're doing, right? So Anyway, if you're wanting to get that free audio-visual download, it's a video and an audio, depending on what you like, I will share this and then click on the link and you can just download it directly. It's free, there's no strings attached, but it will help lead you through an encounter with God so that he can reveal to you maybe some of the attitudes you're carrying, some of the ways that maybe you're self-sabotaging, some of the lies you're believing about you, some of the and offense that maybe you're holding against yourself, all of that kind of thing, so that you can relax and, oh my God, love yourself, because you are lovely and God loves you and I love you too. Wow, it is amazing because I can start to see people through that eyes of love, and I'm telling you, you start to fall in love with people. It's really hard to do that, okay, when you don't give yourself permission to love you. And that's a religious lie that that's selfish. No, it's important. It's actually a command from the person who is love. Anyway, I hope this has been a blessing to you today. Go ahead and share this with someone that you think might need this. Stick it on your timeline, whatever. People are needing that permission and that impartation to love and take care of themselves so we can love one another better. It's just a thing of beauty. Okay, love you guys. I hope you have an amazing day. Bye-bye.